Well, the Great Wonders Project is a playground that was built by the community in 1993. So after 15 years, we got back together and took a look at the facility, and it was showing wear and tear. It was built out of wood, so it had a lot of splinters. And the parents wanted a playground that they could see their kids playing on. There were a lot of places where the kids could play. They couldn't see their children. So we redesigned a playground that would be much more durable and one more that parents could see through. The city of Vacaville, in working with the Sunrise Rotary Club, determined that the best way to put this together is through the community building process. And the community building process starts with a design day where we get input from the children who'll be playing on the playground. They tell us all about the features that they would like to see, and then a designer who does this for a living puts those concepts together into a play structure that meets the kids' desires. So we worked with the designer, but we also work with the kids in the community. Once the design is in place and we're ready to roll on what we want to build, the Sunrise Rotary Club completed the fundraising process, and then we worked with various committees to put together all the different elements of the build, including the food, the materials needed to build the playground. We went out to the community and borrowed tools of all kinds to help facilitate the building process. And then we also looked for many, many volunteers, and we pre-registered over 1,000 people to come and help build the playground. The response from the community has been fantastic. We've had donations of services, materials, and people power throughout the process. That's truly been the most fantastic thing about this project, is all the folks that have come together to make it come to fruition.
As part of the community, it's neat to be involved and see all the folks come out. Some people I know, some people are new friends. The volunteers are great. We had all levels of volunteers, and we had people who, are experienced carpenters and cement masons, laborers. Coordinating the effort is a huge challenge. Matching up the right volunteer to the right job and making them have a good time and to feel that they're part of the community build project.
What do you think about the weather? I was in charge of weather. It doesn't get any better than this in the city of Vacaville. I do want to, before I forget, thank Laura Kuhn here, our assistant city manager, who did an incredible job of leading this whole effort. What you see before you, at one time, was just a pile of lumber. And it's not very easy lumber to work with, I'll tell you. This plastic kind of material, this hybrid, was very difficult to drill holes in and to cut and to put together. But if you look at that finished product, and then think about that just being a stack of lumber, what you have done is just incredible. This is a marvelous working together of the community, building this Great Wonders Park.
Calling all Dragon Slayers. The Rebuild Our Wonder project has need of your services. I'm Cynthia Seats with Helping Your Hometown. Since 1993, there's been a lot of climbing on the dragon and swinging on the monkey bars at the Great Wonders Playground in Andrews Park. Now it's time for a facelift. Lisa Davis with the Rebuild Our Wonder project says on October 7th through 12th, she's hopeful residents will participate in restoring the playground like they did when the Wonder was built and after it was damaged by fire.
I remember what a great community spirit it was. There were more than enough volunteers every day day and how sad it was when it burnt down the first time. I can remember turning on the news that morning and me and my kids crying, seeing what we had, what the community had built.
Davis says this time the Wonder will be constructed with a fire retardant material and be bigger with even more fun components.
We're going to have a castle and dragons and airplanes and race cars, and it's really going to be a neat place for families to take their children.
About 800 volunteers are needed. For more, go to our website, KUIC.com, keyword helping. That's helping your hometown on 95.3 KUIC.